Okay, YouTube, another long day at the shop. So how about a shot? All right. Cheers, everybody. Happy holidays and all that. I know a lot of barbers working hard right now, so it's to you. Okay, so what I want to show you guys is a review and comparison of the BaByliss Pro models, the BaByliss Boost models, and the BaByliss SNAPFX models. Now, I had to educate myself on this because there's so many colorways, there's different versions, models, blades, packages, combo packages, everything. So I'm going to try to simplify it because there's really like three main models and they have different packages and colors for everything. There's the Pro FX, the Boost FX, and the Snap FX. And I'm going to show you the difference of the clipper and the trimmer. So we're going to start with the clipper first, and I'll put these guys off to the side, and then we'll compare these. So we'll start with some easy stuff first, and that goes with the battery. This is the oldest model. The battery has look, it's a little dirty, and you know, just so you guys know, like, I use these a lot. So the battery on this one is 2 hours runtime, and it's 2,420 milliamps. And they don't have that stat anywhere online. As you guys have seen, I've taken this clipper apart and upgraded the battery, but that's the battery that comes with this. When you go to the Boost model, they tell you online the milliamps. This is 3,300 milliamps, and that's a bigger battery. So you have over 2 hours runtime with this. Now, with the SNAPFX model, we all know the battery comes out from the bottom, and you get two batteries. So these are 2,420 milliamps, 3.6 volts, which all of them are pretty much. But you could interchange them. So the battery runtime is kind of infinite. It's kind of irrelevant. You could just pop the new one in because you have it on the charging stand, which comes with it. So that's the battery life pretty much. Same voltage, which we all know the voltage is the power. You want to keep the power the same, 3.6, and the lifetime is the milliamps. So smaller battery in this one, 2 hours runtime, over 2 hours runtime, infinite runtime because you could change out the smaller battery. Now, second thing we'll go to is the RPMs of the motor. Now, they all are brushless motors, which creates less heat, and this is the Ferrari design one. They really don't tell you the RPM of this motor. The RPM of this motor is like 5,600. I've tested it. The Boost is 6,800, and this is 6,800. I mean, that's the revolutions per minute, how fast the blade is going, how fast the motor's spinning and turning the blade, how many revolutions per minute. Now, they say these have higher torque. Now, torque is the force of that spinning. So these spin more powerful than this one. So these are less likely to get caught up in hair, and it's going to go through thicker hair easily because it has more torque, it has more force. It's not stopped as easy. And that's pretty much the motor. These have the same motor. This one has the older, slower, not as much force and torque in this one. So moving on, you'll notice one difference is the grips. In the older Pro FX, they have this barbell grip. The Boost has this rubber grip, which I really like because, you know, you always feel like you have a better grip on rubber than some of the metal. I do like that. And on the SNAPFX, they have the barbell grip as well, which is cool. But if I prefer one, you know, I prefer the rubber one. We'll see how this stands up over time and elements, and when you get in different sprays on it, who knows if it could dry out and crack. So that might not be ideal, but right now I love it. This is probably the newest one out of the batch for me. Now, another thing I want to touch upon real quick, one of the differences is you can't take anything off over here, and they have this magnetic clean out. So if you're a clean freak and you like to take your clippers apart a lot, that magnetic clean out is something that's only on the SNAPFX. They all have the same lever. You know, if I don't touch on something, then it's probably the same. You know, you could hang them all. And one thing that's kind of can be confusing to people is the different blades and what it means. So different models come with different blades. This particular Pro FX I have has the fade blade on it. This is the graphite coated fade blade. This is the graphite wedge blade. You see this bevel right here? That's the wedge blade. And this has the fade blade as well. The taper blade has the ridges across. Now, the difference between all these blades, and I'll show a picture of the taper blade so you guys can see it. The difference between taper blade, wedge blade, and fade blade is that the taper blade has a little more bump on the back of the blade, so you don't have to scoop as deep when you're fading. And people say that they get like a softer fade with that. The fade blade, you see it's really flat, and you're gonna get really underneath. You know, you're gonna have to scoop in. You really get underneath that hair. Me personally, fade blade is my favorite because I want to get in there. I want to cut it. I don't want anything kind of preventing me from getting deep in there. I don't mind if I have to scoop it out. Now, the hybrid of the fade blade and the taper blade is this new wedge blade that they show. So you kind of get a little bit of the bump and a little bit of the flatness. So for some people, it's like the best of both worlds. Once again, this is up to you and how you feel these different blades perform. You'd have to try them all out. Now, there's two things about blades. One is the shape, how they're contoured, to how they help out with scooping out the hair and everything. Then there's the coating. This has a graphite coating. Now, the coating helps the blades, creates less friction, it helps lubricate them, and it protects them from and keeps them sharp. So they have like the stainless steel ones with like a carbon type coating. They have the graphite coating, and they have the DLC coating. That's the diamond like carbon coating. So that is going to keep your blades running cool, keep them running like they're lubricated, and overall keep the blade preserved longer so you don't have to replace it. So whenever you see like the DLC 2.0, that diamond like carbon, that's probably the one you want. But sometimes you may switch the clipper out before it even dulls out. And with these clippers, the combo packs and stuff like that, with these two come with the regular attachments. I've done a whole video on that with the difference between the regular attachments and the premium attachments. So you can scroll through and find that. The SNAPFX comes with the premium attachments and the all black premium attachments, which is cool and it's a must. So that's another upside to the SNAPFX. So that's pretty much the general differences if you're going to purchase these. You know, these have the better battery, better motor. This one comes with the premium clips. These two do not. This one is probably on its way out. So if you're going to buy a clipper, I would recommend getting the Boost FX or the Snap FX. My personal preference is the fade blade. You get what you want. So also, one more thing. I know I've done charging stand reviews, but I don't see a package with the Pro FX that comes with the charging stand. The Boost FX has some limited packages that come with that. And check these out. These are rubber, the rubber grip charging stands. So that's pretty cool. These are the regular barbell grip charging stands that they came out with first. I have these from my ProFX, and SNAPFX, of course, comes with this charging stand, which holds both batteries and charges. Very nice. Now, moving on from the clippers, we're going to go to the trimmers. ProFX, BoostFX, SNAPFX. And just so you guys know, that's how the battery comes out. That's how it looks. Now, let's get into these real quick. So, once again, we'll start with something easy. We'll start with the battery. You guys see me take the battery out for this. Oh man, don't want to do it again. But the battery for this, it has 2 hours of runtime, 2,420 milliamps, 3.6 volts. The boost obviously has a boost in battery life, 3,300 milliamps, 3.6 volts. This lasts for over 4 hours. The SNAPFX, battery comes out. Battery life doesn't last as long, but you have two batteries. So while one's getting charged, you could swap it out. While one's getting used, one's getting charged, swap it out, and the battery life won't even matter because you'll never be without one. And also for on-the-go barbers. If you're an on-the-go barber, you have two batteries you can swap out. So way more runtime. Now, moving on to the motors. All three of them are 7,200 RPM. And even for this one, I found online that it says higher torque. This one says higher torque. You know, so they all revolve the same. So I think they all might have the same motor. Maybe these have more force in the torque. If you notice that, you know, I don't have a way of measuring the torque. That's something that's probably in the BaByliss lab, but the motors on them are very similar. So really the main difference right now is battery life. Maybe you have higher torque on the BoostFX and the SNAPFX, but I can't find a way to measure that. They all say online, higher torque, higher torque, higher torque. So, you know, trying my best for you guys to figure everything out, but sometimes it's a little difficult. That's why I'm trying to simplify this. So if you know something, drop a comment. Now with the grips, you have the barbell grip for the ProFX. For the Boost, again, you have that rubber grip, which I really like. And you have the same barbell grip for the SNAPFX. Also, clipper's a little bit longer, as you see, with the battery. So if you feel like this gets in the way, this will definitely get in the way if it's too long for you. Now, moving on, we'll move on to the blade. Whew. Now, different versions come with different blades. As I said, you know, you could get like a gold or a rose gold, and they have different blades. So the blade life, first thing about the blades is you see most of the teeth on these are the same. These are all like deep tooth blades. They have fine tooth, standard tooth, and deep tooth. And the difference with the teeth on all these blades is the deeper it is, the more you're going to be able to have longer hair and get through bulk, and it's going to fall in between these blades and chop it up. When you have the finer one and it's a little shallow, it's not going to take out the bulk as much. And these are better for lining people up. When you line people up, these are better. But if you're buzzing down like facial hair, I found that these, because they're so pointy and long, they can get stuck in people's skin. The finer tooth ones, the like that aren't as deep, you could be cutting under someone's neck and you just, it'll come right off. You won't have to worry about the teeth getting stuck in. So you have the different depthness of the teeth. Fine, standard, deep. So, you know, if you want to get through bulk, if I have somebody that's thick hair and I'm doing a skin fade, I'll grab one of these with the deep teeth and it's coming right out. If I'm buzzing under someone's neck, I'll have another clipper with the fine tooth that isn't as deep, and it'll buzz it off. Now, if you notice, also says graphite, DLC 2.0, DLC 2.0. This particular version of the Pro FX trimmer has the graphite 2.0 blade. That graphite 2.0 is just the coating. Like I said before, the different coatings of these blades helps it not wear down as much, helps it not dull out. It helps keep it sharp. It also helps it stay lubricated and smooth. You still have to use oil and spray and stuff like that, but this helps protect the blades and give it more life. So it's like a graphite coating, and you see the Boost FX and the SNAPFX come with the DLC 2.0 blade. You can see it's the same exact model number on it. And this is the diamond-like carbon 2.0. So this is probably like the most premium coating they have. It's supposed to, you know, help keep it cool and lubricated and sharp and give it a long life. So the blades is a little tricky. There's a couple different types of coatings. There's a couple different types of depthness. So you have to determine what type of depthness you want first. You may even want different ones for different jobs. And then, I mean, you'd always want the best coating you could get, right, to make it last. So coating and depthness. And that's pretty much it, you know. And like I said before, the packages with this, the Pro FX, don't come with the charging stand. You have to buy these separate. The Boost FX right now has a package that comes with the charging stand, and the match is nice. You have the rubber grip charging stand. And the SNAPFX, of course, sorry, it's a little dirty, comes with the charging stand as well. And if you have a battery in, it fits in the charging stand, in case you guys are wondering. And that's pretty much it, man. That was a quick run through, but an in-depth run through of the different things. So, you know, when you're looking at these clippers, of all these, Pro, Boost, Snap. Oh, and before I forget, of course, the trimmer has the clean out. As you can see, there's hair in there. We'll get that out because people always yell at me for not clearing it out. And then it just snaps right back on. So for clean freaks, this is a must. Mobile barbers, this is a must. People who just want the best of the best, this is a must. And that's pretty much it, man. So when you're going to get these, think about a couple different areas. Think about what the battery life means to you. Think about the motor and the performance of actual cutting hair means to you. And then think about the blades. What type of blade do you want while cutting? And then think about the coating of that blade. And I have a little BaByliss chart that they have, which helps explain it. I'll show it at the end of the video, and I'll just let it run for a second so you guys can read it on the screen, because I could say, yo, I'm putting a link, but who the hell is clicking the link, man? You guys are watching this right now, so you want to see it right now while you're interested. So check that out, and like and subscribe, baby. Peace.